Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So, recently on the stream, I've been playing quite a bit of Skyforge. I'm going to be playing Skyforge up and down while I'm playing other games as well. But, I figured that since I'm streaming it, and the game was just released about, 24 hours ago or so, that I should produce some content for you guys that you guys would find extremely helpful. Now, please note that if you guys have any questions of anything at all, just feel free to drop them down below. Just feel free to ask me any questions, and any other tutorials that you would like for me to produce, just drop them down. I can easily make, 2 videos a day as long as you guys want, solid information on certain content. So, let's go ahead and jump right into this. Today, what we're going to be talking about is utilizing your currency cap and kind of explaining what each currency does. And finding out where you can actually obtain these currencies. So the first thing to do is you can press I, and you can go right over to your currency tab. Let me just lower this music just a tiny bit. Alright, you can just press I and go over to your currency right over here, and you can see your limits. Now, in Skyforge, you have a limit of every week. You have a cap of what you can achieve. Now, even though you hit your cap, it doesn't mean you can't play the game. You can still go and, you can still grind dungeons and raids, and you can still get, upgrades with weapons and whatnot. But if you break them down, they're going to go to, like, cosmetic currency, opposed to the currency that you currently have. But this doesn't stop you from, still playing around with your order and some other stuff and playing with your friends and PvPing. You can still do all of that stuff. So you've got credits. So we'll talk about credits first. Credits is the main source of, it's pretty much like gold in this game. Credits are used for a variety of things. So credits, the first thing we'll talk about is they're used for your equipment. You've got main hand, offhand, and 4 rings. Now, and then you've got these right here, and then you have trophies, which I haven't unlocked, so I'm not exactly sure here. But essentially, you've got your weapon booster, your additional, which is your offhand booster, and your ritual ornament. And these can all upgrade, all 3 of these. All 3 of these can be upgradable, and to upgrade them, you need credits, and you need to get Particles of Mastery, which is a separate thing. But essentially, this is one of the biggest things your credits are going to go into if you're playing the game normally at a normal pace. Every upgrade is going to cost the same amount of credits in that tier, so all my rank 6 for this current weapon booster are going to take 36,000 credits, and then rank 7 is going to take more. And every time you upgrade your weapon, you're going to get a might bonus. Every time you upgrade your offhand, you're going to get a stamina bonus. And every time you upgrade your accessories, you're going to get a strength, valor, luck, and spirit bonus. And of course, all stats will go to your prestige. Furthermore, if you press if you press N, it'll bring up the marketplace. Here, there's a variety of things for you to purchase with credits as well. The most common thing is probably going to be enhancement stones. Enhancement stones go hand in hand with upgrading. Whether it's accessories, offhand, or weapons, they're all going to take the same type of stone. Whether it's rank 1, 2, 3, 4, these work for each ones. Furthermore, you've got some resources, which are holy texts, which are used for upgrading your chapels. That's in another video. You've got consumables you can buy, which is like regeneration statue or substrates, which is for healing and combat. Then we've got costumes, which these are not credits. These are something. This is like the currency you earn when you're capped. Rare items, I don't really think I've purchased much else of anything else. I guess there's spark transformation sets, which are resets, a temporary gravity license, which I was told, a gravicycle. If you buy this 10 times, it becomes permanent for you. I could be wrong there. You've got medium sparks, which I would never recommend buying since you want to sell them for argents instead. And then I don't know much about the Pantheon. And that should cover majority of it with credits. The only other thing I could bring up for you guys is when you're doing missions, you can actually accelerate. So for example, if I were to go here and I set up a rescue party and I use, for example, her, I can send her out and I can use accelerate to instantly do it. Now again, and then you can update your missions. There may be some other stuff that I'm unaware of. I can only cover so much content at once. So that's your credits. Next up, we're going to go back into here and we're going to talk about Sparks of Insight. Sparks of Insight are the main thing used to pretty much progress your character when it comes to the Ascension Atlas. So if you press K, you've got your personal character, and you'll consume the following. You'll use Sparks of Destruction, Sparks of Creation, and Sparks of Balance while doing this. So when you first pick a class, you're going to navigate through your entire area here, and these will cost the following 3 sparks until you get your way over to a path of the Cryomancer, path of the Paladin, path of the Gunner, whatever it is that you're playing. And then the Ascension Atlas opens up, which is right here. When you're on the Ascension Atlas, the only thing that's pretty much used here is your sparks of destruction, sparks of creation, and sparks of balance. And this is where it comes down to the min-maxing of how soon you want to get a class. You know, for example, if I wanted to get Witch as soon as I could, I would do exactly what I'm doing and travel right to Witch and skip everything. Like I wouldn't have picked up, for example, Ultimate Strength. I would not have picked up this Might bonus here. I wouldn't have picked up these 2 nodes. You know, I would just book it right there. And that's one of the very, you know, most important things in this game is, you know, traveling this tree. And this is for a separate video as well, but that's how you unlock your new classes. Next up, we're gonna go over your class sparks. Class sparks they're kind of different than sparks of insight. There's actually 2 types of class sparks, so I'm gonna go back to our tree here. Now, if you look, I actually have the entire Cryomancer completely unlocked. It's finished. I can't do anything else on here. Normally, though, to progress and obtain these bonuses, you would have to spend Sparks of Cold. Once you finish this one point right here, this Path of the Cryomancer, you can only use 2 types of resources to progress on the tree. You can now no longer use Destruction, Creation, or Balance. You can now only use Sparks of whatever class you are. So Sparks of, you know, Cold would be for Cryomancer, and you can use Sparks of Evolution, which I believe go hand in hand on the cap on your Sparks for your class. And these are a global class spark. Sparks of Cold is a general class spark. So this is specific. This would be only for Cryomancer. I could level up a Berserker, though, with Sparks of Evolution, or I could level up a Cryomancer with Sparks of Evolution. Now let's go over to... Whoopsies. Let's go back to your currency tab. Next up, we have Particles of Mastery. Now these are for upgrading your equipment, which I showed you guys earlier. You've got your equipment slots here. And if you look at it, anytime you want to upgrade to the next rank, so say I wanted to go to rank 7, it would require a bunch of Particles of Mastery, which are, you know, that's pretty much it. I don't really think there's anything else that it's used for. So now I'm going to talk about how to obtain all of these types of currencies. So, the main way you guys are gonna obtain them is I'm gonna try to show this as easy as I can, since I know this game can be very, you know, it can just get very overwhelming very soon. So if you look down here on the right, we're just gonna skip everything here. We're just gonna look down at the bottom right and hit Show Adventure List, and I'm gonna start from the basics. So we're gonna show test areas. Okay, nothing needs to be talked about here. Don't worry about it. All right. So these are solo adventures. Just because it says solo adventure does not mean that it's only for solo. You can do these with a group if you'd like. You just have to click go in solo, and if someone's in your party, it will invite them, assuming they're on the same prestige as you. Now, on these you have like Factory 501, Port Nauri, Oki Island. I'm sure if you guys have played, you've seen a couple of these. So in these, your rewards vary. They go anywhere from materials like supplies used for your order, to again ammo used for your order, to Sparks of Transformation, which is usually when you're capped, which is used for resetting. Like resetting skills or unlocking new classes, and Celestial Threads, vice versa. But normally these would have Sparks of Destruction, Sparks of Creation, or Sparks of Insight, I believe they're called. And all you have to do is just go to Solo Adventure, and you can look at what's a ×2, what's not a ×2, and you can just do it. Another way of checking it out is you can just sort on this area here. You can sort by however you want to see it. You can just click and it'll sort and it'll tell you what's currently here. And this tactical situation updates every 40 minutes, and it is different for every person. No 2 people are, well, I'm not going to say no 2 people are the same, but chances are if there's someone in your party, you guys are not queued up on the same thing. So next up, we're going to go ahead and talk about the next one. So this is Battle. This is your PvP. Again, anything could happen in here as well. But you've got here... This is PvP, that's all I need to know. You've got 10 vs 10, 3 vs 3, and I think this is 6 free-for-all. Next up, you've got your groups, which are your 5-man dungeons, or 5-man raids, as some people like to call them. And you've got your regions. It's important to note that in your regions as well, this is where you will find also Sparks of Insight. A Spark of Insight means you get all 3 of them. You get Destruction, well, actually then it's not called, never mind. But you get all 3 of them, essentially. Now, as for obtaining the other pieces, if you look at your currency tab, so we went over Sparks of Insight. Credits are again obtained through pretty much everything you do. Whether you're killing mobs, you're breaking a white box, you're running a dungeon, you pretty much always get credits. There's also like a daily quest that resets like every 2 hours. It'll say go talk to etc. in the park. And that quest, assuming you have premium bonus, will give you 9,900 credits. Your class sparks are also excuse me, are also obtained typically off killing mobs in dungeons or on the open world aspect. They're also obtained at the end of not at the end of dungeons, but on bosses. Bosses are guaranteed to drop them as well. Particles of Mastery are kind of niche. If you guys run a dungeon, so I'm just going to jump in one to show you guys really fast. Let's just go ahead and go to, let's see, here we go, Archipelago, or Archipelago. We're going to hit solo, and we're just going to enter this. I'm not actually going to run this, but I'm here just to show you guys how to obtain these specific ones. So, to obtain these sparks that I just went over here in the currency tab, Particles of Mastery, I'm pretty sure it's 100% based off of your challenge missions or your completions, whatever you'd like to call them. So if you look on all the way to the far right, it says the area name in green, Sabian Archipelago. I'm probably pronouncing that totally wrong, I apologize. And it says in blue, collect unstable emanations 0 out of 10 and achieve a full kill chain sequence 0 out of 3. That's what's gonna net you an insane amount of the teal ones, whatever they're called. So that's pretty much how you're gonna obtain them. I don't know any other way. Oh, I guess one other way is when you go to, I guess let's leave this area. There's one other way that I'm aware of. So I'm just gonna go ahead and complete this. If you go ahead and you check the world map again, come on now, load up. When you full clear one of these areas, one of the regions, which would be located right here, when you full clear one of these, you'll gain Sparks of Creation at the end of it. So that pretty much should go over it. Of course, there are different types of currencies, but I just wanted to specifically go over the currency list that has a limit on it, so you guys can kind of understand how that works. Of course, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. And if you guys want any guides or anything, as long as I'm knowledgeable about it, and I'm not going to give you guys misinformation, I understand what I'm talking about, I've got absolutely no problem in releasing content for you guys on Skyforge. So, hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys, have a wonderful time, and I will see you guys all tomorrow. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check me out on twitch.tv/Pohx, where I stream a variety of games to everyone's liking. Kappa. So, take care, boys. Have a wonderful time.